What is up, guys? Hope you all freaking doing well. ¿Qué pasos, hombres y amigos y hombras, mujeres? Jaden here with another freaking video. Another day in Barcelona. I seem a bit under the weather or low energy. It's because I just had like a 3-4 hour migraine that was absolutely debilitating. And yeah, not fun. So sorry, guys, but hey, it's not going to stop us from freaking getting our lift in and recording the video for today. And so we have on the itinerary a bit of legs to hit. Nothing too crazy. I mean, usually it is pretty crazy, but I don't know. I might have to kind of adjust it today because I'm really fucked up. Let me tell you, when these migraines hit, if you've never had a migraine, especially one that has like an aura, like a visual obstruction in your field of view, then you're a lucky person. Let me tell you that. They suck. Last forever. Kind of ruins your whole day a little bit, but hey, you gotta keep your freaking head up and push through it. So that's what we're doing right now. It's kind of just lounging around trying to get through the pain the past few hours and in and out of consciousness, passed out. But hey, here we are. Got off that freaking beanbag that was my solace, and we are on our way to the gym. So that said, what is going on physique-wise? Well, woke up today at 175.2, 0.6. Now, this is kind of getting weird at this point. I do think, well, for today, I think I understand why. I ate a huge dinner last night, and I did not pass anything in between then and now. And so, I'd say about 2 pounds of shit is in my stomach, quite literally. In fact, I still think I haven't shit today. And so, there is a genuine change that has accompanied a lack of fiber in my diet. So that actually is one thing I'm looking to change, because I basically cut out my first meal of the day, which before had about 20 grams of fiber. And so, all these questions I've been asking the past few days, oh, why am I not losing weight? Well, to be honest, I had this exact same issue about a month ago, 2 months ago at uni, when I found out my diet had absolutely no fucking fiber in it. Despite all the fresh fruits and veggies I was eating, I'm in a similar boat right now, where I simply don't have enough wheat products, full wheat products, to be getting enough fiber daily to be having good movement. So that's the goal right now. I think what I'm going to do is I went to the Mercadona. It's like a supermarket chain here in Spain. Y entonces, I saw a product that was basically pure wheat bran. Like, they have that in the US. It's called, like, I don't know. I mean, here it's like Integral. So Integral, basically like only bran. But I'm not talking about brand cereal. I actually had that too, and I found it in bulk, and it's way cheaper than what I was buying, with better macros. It's like 330 calories, 33 grams of fiber, for like $1 for like fucking 10 servings or more. It was more than 10 servings, super cheap. Euro, rather. Also found out that the freaking fresh bread here, if you go to like a supermarket, they have like, it's called pan del dia, like pan of the day, bread of the day. Dude, it's like a euro for an 800-gram loaf. It's insane. It's cheaper than the packaged bread on the shelves, which is insane to me, because you will never find that in the US. The fresh baked bread from that day, super high quality, looking over the designs on top and everything, massive freaking loaves. 800 grams, guys, is almost 2 pounds for reference, right? It's a lot of bread. Like, that is cheaper than the packaged bread you get normally. And by the way, we're talking €1 per loaf, €1.50 per loaf, for these massive loaves that are about 1.5 times bigger than the loaves in the US, if not twice as big. A lot of them, genuinely twice as big. I mean, for that amount of fresh bread in the US, you'd be paying like $10 at least, $5-10 minimum. That would be a steal, and so it's absolutely outrageous. But so going forward, actually, I think bread's my cheapest carb source, which is crazy. It's so much cheaper than like potatoes, for example, per calorie. It's like, it's not even funny. Rice just isn't really an option here. People don't eat it that often, at least, especially if you only have a microwave to cook and stuff like I do. But anyways, where was I? Fiber. There are options. I think what I might start doing is buying that. Well, basically what it was is it's like integral bran, and for 230 calories, it was 45 grams of fiber. To put that in perspective, divide that by 3, you get like per 80 calories or something like that, basically 15 grams of fiber, which is right around that fiber one mark. And it makes sense. It's basically pure fiber, freaking, I mean, just pure fiber straight up, right? And so I'm thinking I might start buying that, dosing that every day in the morning. And maybe I'll do the math breakdown, see if the cereal version's a bit, which the macros aren't quite as good at. It's more like 100 to 11, but maybe that is cheaper enough where that's more worth it. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm thinking, add that into my diet, maybe even add back um, a bit of oatmeal. Although, by not eating this first meal of the day, I am able to kind of fit more in at other times, which is a bit nicer. So we'll see. I'll figure it out as we go. We are only like 1.5 weeks, or even a week in Spain, so can't expect to have everything figured out. I guess 1.5 weeks is more at that mark. But yeah, that said, not everything is bad and gloomy. My mom is actually graduating today from freaking uni. Please, let's all give her a clap of freaking appreciation, a round of applause. Excuse me. Best mom in the world, guys. I swear to God. I really mean that. Mom, if you're watching this, I kind of doubt it, but if you are watching this, love you so much. You're the best. Seriously, you're my world. I mean that. I can't make it though. I wish I could have freaking been there, but I'm here abroad. When I found out it was going to conflict, I was not happy. But ultimately, my parents wanted me to do this, and I wanted to do this, and so that's why I'm here. But hey, it is what it is. But I was watching the live stream for parts, and she's out there, and I'm happy that she's getting support from the rest of the family. I could make it, so love you, Mom. Cannot wait to see you soon when I'm back in the U.S. On that same topic, I was thinking recently about the food my mom makes because, I'm gonna open up a bit here. Excuse me, hoping that my host mother is not watching this. Alicia, if you are, I'm sorry, but guys, Alicia is my host granny. Okay. Not gonna say anything more than that. You're never gonna find her by her first freaking name. Lovely lady, lovely lady. We've had some fun conversations about my dietary principles. I was just like, hey, like, could I have pan y tomate for breakfast instead of like a bikini, which is like basically deli ham and cheese, which is like super salty. Now, like a bit too much for me. But she cooks great food most of the time. Here's the thing, though: a lot of the food is simple and kind of really fatty and greasy and fried. And so, for example, we've had like multiple nights what's basically French fries, like fried in a pan, with um, like fried cutlets of meat, usually pork cerdo, right? Last night it was basically pieces of cerdo, pork, um, with cheese in the middle, then all of that essentially deep fried in a pan. And yeah, with French fries, which is, hey man, that's the meal. They eat a lot of fried food in Spain. They do. It's true. The first few meals I had here, I was like, is she cooking American for me, or is this how they eat? Well, it turns out they have this type of food, which is basically called bar food. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I don't even know if I'm right? But this is my sort of outside perspective, is that drinking culture is very social in Spain. So what people do is they'll go out to get drinks with people, get some food on the side, and often that food is in a very specific type of presentation where it's like fries with like a form of meat, maybe grilled meat, maybe fried meat, carne frito, carne asada, patatas fritas is very common, right? So like fried potatoes, even fish, right? Calamari, for example. And that will generally constitute like a smaller meal if it's just a little bit, or even a bigger meal if it's like dinner. What they will never do is have like rice for dinner or big elaborate cooking for dinner. They just don't do that. You'll never have like a big roast of meat for dinner or like multiple big roasts or anything like that, right? It's very different. Dessert doesn't exist, right? You'll have maybe some sweet things for merienda, which is like a meal between almuerzo, which is lunch, and la cena, which is the dinner, right? You'll maybe have like a second breakfast, which is a little bit sweeter, or even first breakfast. Maybe some people prefer that, right, in the morning. But for dinner, which is generally eaten very late, around 10 p.m., they don't like to cook a lot, right? So generally, the biggest meals actually what we call lunch, almuerzo, or la comida is very common. It's a very common word for that here, right? So la comida, la lunch, is the biggest meal of the day. It actually translates to like the food, which is kind of fitting. But in Spain at least, in Catalunya, which is like the west side of Spain, and so essentially most days Alicia will cook for us a very small, like I'm talking like 300 calorie breakfast, guys. Like 2 pieces of toast, a bit of either deli ham, deli cheese, or for me, some tomato. That's what I like, and that's what I asked for. So I'm not complaining. Right, that's fine for me. But the dinners were small and generally relatively either dense and high calorie because they're fried, or like low calorie vegetables. Like also a lot of times prepared before, right? And so, for example, like the day before, we had like green beans that had been in the pot earlier. I saw green beans basically sautéed with, not even sautéed, kind of just mushed with a bit of like sausage. I was expecting a lot, and then I looked in, there's like little tiny pieces, and like a few like pieces of potato, like a few pieces literally, right? And then on the side there was like pan baguette, right? Pan de bocadillo, basically like baguette bread, and boco, huh? And a little bit of like, I don't think I was saying my Spanish isn't that good, and a little bit of uh, chicken, grilled chicken, right? People love talking to me when I'm recording here. It's funny. But in the grilled chicken she brought out afterward, because she's been seeing me buy rotisserie chicken from the store and like make like I'm shredded up for lunch, right? Basically, which I'll get to, by the way, because lunch today was amazing. I think I want to keep doing that. But anyway, that's like a typical dinner, right? It's either small, lighter in calories, or it's bigger, fried, or like same size but just fried and higher in calories. Thus, but it's never an elaborately prepared meal, right? It's almost always something you either made during the day, or it's just kind of whipped up quick, right, in the pan. So that's how they do things here. Paella, for example, which is like a dish with paella, paella. That's better pronunciation. It's a dish with like rice and seafood. That's pretty much a lunch dish. You'll never have rice at night, and so that's the level of preparation that you kind of need to expect coming to Spain, or at least to the Catalunya region of Spain, in my opinion, from my experience, my limited 1.5 week experience. Okay, so where am I transitioning to? Well, my mom is an amazing cook, one of the best in the world, in my opinion, genuinely, and I'm not just saying that because I'm her son. I might throw some pictures up, probably not, but if you know her, we're talking, 4 meat dishes. Like, she'll make, like, a full, I mean, I remember for a Christmas dinner, for example, she'd make, like, a leg of ham, plus, like, a beef stew, plus, like, a salmon dish, and then on the side, and then she'd make, like, another roasted meat dish, and then, like, 2 types of rice. Dessert would be like 2 pies, pumpkin pie, and all of this was like, the presentation was amazing, like Gordon Ramsay levels. Guys, I was the guy my friends went to. Well, I never had a ton of friends. It wasn't like everyone was coming over to eat at our house, and we had a small house. But when my parents had our food, they were amazed, right? And I never realized that much growing up, because my mom's Caribbean. That's just how they cook. They all know how to cook amazingly. My father's from Vermont, not Caribbean, but he's also from an Italian family. He knows how to cook as well, and he's picked up a lot from my mom. And so I've just been surrounded by flavor and abundance, especially when it comes to meats, carbohydrates, and even fat all my life. But never like fried food. That's not like my thing, really, right? Like, never fried food, bottom line. And so it's just different for me. It's very different eating culture, very different style of eating, frequency of eating. Actually, the frequency is something I've adjusted to on my cut, because I usually almost always ate 2 to 3 meals a day, and then now I eat generally 5 or 6, or was on my cut. Same thing here, because they have breakfast, which is desayuno, lunch, which is almuerzo, or la comida, right? Here in the Catalan region. And they have dinner, which is la cena. And then between breakfast and lunch, they'll have like second breakfast, essentially. And then between, that's generally when they'll get like a siesta, a little nap in there. Unless I'm messing up the timing, maybe the nap is after lunch. But either way, between lunch and dinner, they'll have the merienda, which is like a pre-dinner kind of thing, right? Generally, you'll have a drink or two throughout the day as well, usually around the merienda time. So very social eating practices where you're out with people, but small meals, quick meals often, bocadillos, sandwiches, right? It's a sit-down culture. It's not like the U.S. where maybe you'll get 2 big meals in the day. You'll really sit down and then, pack your lunch. They do pack lunch maybe sometimes, but it's just different. Actually, often I think if you're actually working, you'll pack like a lunch, but it's just different. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So, that's a little bit of a insight into the eating culture. For my lunch today, I had a bit of some bread, which I have a little bit left for. We'll have or actually intra-workout, and I'll get to that. But a bit of that with some tomato and pollo asado, some, rotisserie chicken that I get from the supermarket, shred up. It's amazing. It's actually intense. it was like I opened it up and it smelled like white sauce and pasta. I was like, holy shit, amazing, guys. It was like 500 grams of bread for like €1. Paid for the bit more expensive stuff, but they have even fresher bread, just as fresh. That was about twice as cheap. I'm gonna try that next time. But actually, I bought this because they were already in like mini loaves, like 45 grams each. Very easy to just kind of dose out for lunch. I mean, it was just amazing. The quality was insane. So, la qualidad. See, but un poco. Adios, buenos días. But you know, that was like uh, sort of the locals are so nice, guys. The people here are amazing. I will say that. Look, I want to preface this real quick by saying that I have nothing against my host or anything. It really is just comes down to a shift in culture, a difference in culture. I am, you know, Americana, Americano con poco inteligente. See, like that's true, right? But just from an outsider's perspective, it is different enough. Whereas at times, you know, I don't want to say shocking. It's nothing as extreme as that, but it's so different that it takes a moment to adjust, especially with someone as rigid a regimen as me at the moment, which is of course self-inflicted. Okay, and also this is like my post-migraine, low energy self-talking, so you know, add a 5 layers of scrutiny, right? Okay, so what did I want to get to? So lunch was amazing. I'm gonna keep doing that for sure. Trying to incorporate more bread in my diet because I mean, like that's like basically what I've experienced so far. Spain's kind of, you know, well, that and like meats, cured meats. That's basically Spain's uh, perfection. I don't know. That's what they specialize in. Specialization, clima, right? But uh, but yeah. So you know, again, I don't want to make it seem like that's all that's good and everything else is mediocre. It's not true. The other thing is I haven't tried a lot of stuff. I haven't tried like the multi course lunch they have, which is like I was just researching it, a bit of soup or a salad to start, then maybe some like rice and meat, and then after that you'll get like a drink or you know something a bit sweet to kind of round it off. And so that is very common as well. More of like a 10 to 15 euro thing. Guys, the food is about, you know, it's cheaper than in the U.S. for sure. It's not like a ton cheaper, but a lot of things are cheaper. If you're supermarket shopping, bread is insanely cheaper, and then things like meat is usually a bit less cheap. But you know, the U.S. is like the cheapest meat in the world. Eggs are extremely cheap here. I'm talking like you can get 12, right? Dos, I think that's what they call it. Dos is 12 for like literally $2, 2.5 even. It's insane. And so and dude, the eggs here, like an XL here, is you can't find eggs that, but you just literally can't find eggs that big in the U.S. You know, and medium here is as big as an XL in the U.S. It's insane. Quite literally too, because they put the gram weights on it. A medium's like in the 55 to 65 range, which is where you get that like XL egg. The XXL here is like 75 grams. That doesn't exist in the U.S. And if you come over and actually see them, pick them up, they're actually massive, which is incredible. They don't eat eggs for breakfast at all. No eggs for breakfast. Only cereals, breads, generally coffee, cafe. Very different. That's definitely different. I literally asked my host mother multiple times, and she was like, "Nope." She thought I was crazy. She was like, "Huevos por desayuno? No." Like it's culturally does not exist. So something else to consider if you're a big eggs for breakfast guy. Maybe cook that for yourself when no one's looking, right? But anyway, this is also all about the Catalunya, Barcelona region of Spain. It will vary, of course. So that said, not too much more to say. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, I'm gonna try to cross the street here. It's not really an easy way to go about doing this. Maybe what I'll do is while I pass this restaurant, I'll give you guys a little bit of a look because this is very indicative, actually, of the things they sort of sell and sort of eat on the regular. But you can kind of see, you know, and I don't want to interrupt these people if we go behind, but there's like little look at the dishes, right? So this, for example, right? So a lot of those are like they call tapas, right? So tapas are like smaller dishes, not quite as big. Oh, and then here are like bocadillos, right? So like basically sandwiches. And then here are like the bigger meals, like platos campanados and paellas, like la comida, hola, la comida famoso del region, right? Which is like, all the seafood, because we're in the Catalan region right next to El Mar, or the sea, with like rice. But that's like a lunch thing, right? And so platos combinados generally are lunch meals, right? Tapas are things you'll have in between, like the meriendas, stuff like that. And then breakfast, again, a little bit of toast, some coffee, and then dinner, something with like a salad, with a bit of, usually like a protein with your salad, or like a bit of like potato, something very simple. Um, but anyways, yeah, that's basically a rundown. So we got a freaking leg day to eat. I'm going to be eating a pre-workout bit of dose of bread instead of, or sorry, post, what am I saying? Intro workout dose of bread instead of pre, because essentially, quick rundown, not a lot of time here, but the science is that if you have a pre-workout and you're very depleted, don't have a lot, you're going to spike your insulin. Your insulin is going to take in all the carbs you just ate. It's going to stay high and make you actually hypoglycemic. It's going to take in all the carbs you just ate very quickly. You're going to be left with no carbs left in your system. And then you're going to be training on a hypoglycemic state, which just sucks, right? Logically, you don't want to be low blood sugar while you train. So you're going to crash immediately. That's no bueno. What you should do is start warming up with no carbs in your system. Warming up will naturally give you an insulin dump anyway, because that's how your muscles work. So you'll get a release of insulin, won't find anything in the bloodstream, and then you eat something. Then you eat something after this initial insulin spike. The result is not going to be as dramatic. You're not going to crash. And instead, you'll have a bit better sustained energy without a subsequent additional insulin spike that would generally leave you hypoglycemic. Voila. And so that is generally the science, right, behind this sort of thing. So hey, we'll try it out, see how it goes. I'm going to try and sneak some bread in my pocket. Guys, it's illegal to eat on public transportation here. And also eating outside, for example, when you walk somewhere, is like super weird. I get looks whenever I do it. So I don't know if I can sneak some bread in while I'm in the gym. We'll see if it freaking works. But either way, hey, here's my freaking gym. It's the first look I've given you guys. Center gym, not this one. I was going to try it out, but I ended up going here. Smaller, but hey, well, this time probably pretty packed. I was going to say usually not so bad. This time probably pretty packed because it is almost 5:30. But hey, everything I need. And yeah, let's freaking get this workout done. Hopefully my phone doesn't die because I've been recording so damn long. Catch you guys inside. But voy a empezar. Going to begin here. So 102.5 kg. Got this for 8 last time, which means that we are going up. I'm just going to put it to plus 5 kg. Not a local, nothing crazy. And then hopefully we'll smash this out for a nice freaking set. Lady was nice enough to let me work in. I thought I was going to be here for forever waiting, but nope, people are nice here. They'll freaking accommodate you. Just back a little bit more. There we go. Now we're nice and situated. All right. Had a bit of bread into workout just now after my first warm-up set. Let's see if the science I kind of devolved into slightly in the way here will work or not. We won't crash, but let's get this done. One quick set. She's waiting. I don't want to keep her waiting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was terrible. Man. All right, I don't know if that was just too heavy or if maybe it's too big of a jump. I know 5 kg. In my mind, I'm thinking like 5 pounds. That's 11-pound jump. So, shit. All right. Well, I think next time we'll be lowering the weight to just 2.5 kg over and hitting that again. But 107.5 kg for 4, not the best work I've ever done. We'll switch it up and go to something else. Okay, so doing a set of calves here. Had another bite of bread, feeling good. 140 kg plus 5 kg, so 145 kg. Not sure what I got last time, but I believe it was 140 and it was something high. So this should be a bit heavier, a bit lower. I'm still thinking it should be good. Adjusted the seat so we're not like pushing out from a huge deficit, so no energy wasted. Let's get it. A bit too high up, need a bit of a better stretch. Okay. Unintentionally a really high rep set, but still recovering from calves. Let's go take the freaking leg extension machine someone else does. Let's get out of here. Ooh. Okay, so leg extensions. We hit this last time for 125 for 8, which is full stack. So we're officially adding some weight. Not gonna make the same mistake though, like I did on the hamstring curl and jump to 5 kg. So 2.5 kg should be good. I'm thinking, hopefully 6 or more. But I am feeling a bit weak today. That migraine kind of messed me up. So fingers crossed. If it's anything like calves, we'll do a good little set. Okay. Okay. Whew. It's a good solid 7 full reps. I'll leave it there. Hell yeah. All right, let's go do something else. I'm not sure quite what, but whatever's open. It's good in my book. All right, so final few sets here with legs. Doing a hack squat, 55 kg. Take the hat off, because why not? 55 kg. I don't know. I'm hoping. Actually, I'll leave the hat on. It'll be some good contrast on film. The green here. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like 5 or more. Felt good. I actually adjusted the seat correctly, or not the seat, the lockout mechanism, so it's not going to stop me when I'm still like 5 inches from a good, nice squeeze. And so, I'm taking 5 reps more. 4.5 we got last time. 55. I'm taking a bit more. Should be solid. Do that one set, then we'll be out of here. Fucking hitting something else. So let's get it. This is when I really wish I had my squat shoes, but gotta make do. Okay. Come on. Oh yeah. Okay. Close enough. Fuck. That was 5 though, so I'll take it. Let's get out of here. All right, final set here. Well, first set of act lifter, first and final. 117.8, 117.5 for 8 last time. We got plus 2.5 kg, so 120. Trying to get the same. Let's freaking get it. Okay. Hell yeah, that was a solid 8. I'll take it. Let's get out of here and get this lady her machine back. All right, hope this is working. Last time we got 57.5 kg for 8, so we get 1.5 kg to 60 kg. Hoping to get the same. Let's freaking get it. Should be good. Okay. Call that 8.5. That was solid. Let's freaking check the poop and get out of here. Whew. Make it look like I wasn't doing any work. All right, let's freaking check this pump. Hopefully, the lighting's not so terrible. You guys can actually see something. But let's take a look. Not terrible. Could be better. Could be better. I don't know. I think it's a combination of a bit of bloating, a bit of migraine, and a lack of some kind of good electrolytes, if you want to call it that. But let's keep posing down, see if we can, I don't know, make it a bit better. Ooh. It's not terrible. Definitely seen worse. See. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, not too much more to say or to see. Some days are not going to be freaking incredible. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I've just been bloated for some reason for the past, I don't even know how many freaking days it's been now. Basically all this week. But, again, not everything's going to be perfect, especially when you're in a cut like this, kind of just trying to get by, eating what you can. So, that said, I'm going to go and, speaking of food, get myself a little something, some sort of Spanish delight. I'm thinking maybe a bocadillo or a bit of tapas. But anyway, something for merienda, pre-dinner kind of snack. And then I'll have dinner with my host for a little later. Pretty freaking depleted right now. I don't think I've eaten more than 800, 850 calories for the freaking day. And so that explains some of this performance. But that said, I'm going to go get myself some food like I said I would. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the other freaking side for a bit of upper tomorrow. And you guys know the freaking drill, don't you? Stay freaking huge, stay freaking strong, stay freaking hungry. Thanks for checking in as always. Sorry for the subpar pose down, but hey, I'm only thinking it'll get better from here as I figure out my sort of intake and kind of clutch up on things. But for less than 1,000 calories right now, we're not doing so bad. So catch you guys next time, and yeah, peace out.